kind of already took my stage acting question. So I'm going to ask you, what's it like when you sit and you have to record a bunch of voices for one show, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, I'm 4 different characters, and they're all talking to themselves?
It is a little odd. The time it really got out of control was on Record of Lodoss War. Yeah, back in the day, there's the OVA, which I didn't work on because I wasn't in the industry yet, but then when the TV series, The Chronicles of the Heroic Knight, came, I got cast as the young hero Spark. And then I got cast as this little elf, Grassrunner Mar, which is funny, and you've got 2 stories now, you're going to get 2 for 1. Yes. So we'll start with the first one. So I played Spark and I played Mar, but then what happened was we kept losing actors for some reason. And so I would start taking over their roles. And so I played Gabara, and then I played Groder, and then I played Garrick, who was the Blue Comet, who was part of like the crew with Spark. So there's Spark and the Blue Comet and Mar, and they're all in one scene together, and they're all back to back fighting these mud monsters. And it was ridiculous, because it was like, well guys, what are we gonna do? Spark's like, what are we gonna do, guys? And Mar's like, I don't know, what are we gonna do? And then, Garrick would come in, well, Captain, what should we do now? And it was like, and I'm like sweating bullets. I'm like, really, do I have to play all 3 at the same time? So the other thing, and it's because it's an Otakon story, the second story is, when I was at Otakon 10 years ago, the guest they had, one of the guests was Yoko Kanno, who was the composer who did Cowboy Bebop and The Vision of Escaflowne. And I was a little earlier in my career. I hadn't worked on any shows that she'd worked on, but we met, and she was so cute. And she's like, oh, she spoke some English, and she said, what characters do you play? And I started naming off the shows, and she didn't know any of them until I got to Record of Lodoss War, Chronicles of the Heroic Knight, because she did the opening theme song. And I said, Lodoss. And she goes, oh, Lodoss, who did you play in Lodoss? And I said, Spark. And she went, oh, Spark, oh, yes. And I said, and I also played Mar. And she goes, Ma? But he's a funny voice. And I said, yeah. And she's like, Dumas. Dumas. And I was like, hi, I'm Grassrunner Mar. She's like, oh! You're so handsome. It's such a funny voice. Like, thank you, Yoko Kanno. You made my century.
Thank you.
You bet.